We're watching a very high-class player.
This is when you know AB de Villiers is at his best.
.360 Live, we are back. Welcome, family. It's been a while as I've quickly did a trip to the US, in the United States of America. I visited the state of Georgia, Atlanta, or close by Atlanta. There's a tiny little golf course called Augusta National. One of my dreams came true, and I had the opportunity of watching the Masters live. As Rory McIlroy won his first Masters tournament. It was an incredible experience, and I got back last night, so I'm struggling a little bit with jet lag. Some of my words might not come out as I would want it to, but anyway, I am here. It is the 16th of April, and I missed an entire week of IPL cricket, which we will get to. But let's quickly have a look at this, guys. That is me at the par 3 tournament, saying there I'm a bit nervous. That's an understatement.
Oh, wow.
Come on. Come on.
Shot Abbas!
Yeah, I can't explain to you guys what I experienced there. I was incredibly nervous. My entire body was numb. I couldn't feel a thing. I was caddying for Christian Besaidenout, my good friend who participated in the Masters. And he asked me to take his bag for the par 3 tournament on the Wednesday. It's a traditional get-together for all the players that want to participate in that. And Christian asked me to carry his bag. And then on the 9th tee, he said, AB, part of the traditions here is the caddies sometimes hit a shot. And I almost passed out. I honestly almost fainted. He gave me one of his clubs. That was a sandwich, or I think it was a 55 degree, so a weird number for sandwich. I'm usually used to 54, 56 for a sandwich. But anyway, nonetheless, huge crowd. And I was in this overall. All my friends were there. We were a group of 5 guys that went to watch this tournament. And I found the green. I hit it on the green. Can you believe it? Actually pretty close to the flag. I was incredibly excited about that, and a bit of a dream come true moment for me, as I've watched this tournament growing up since the age of, I think ever since I've had a brain, really, about the age of 4. And I've gone through the night on numerous occasions. I recall Charles Schwartzel winning the Masters many years back. I was at the IPL and went to bed like at 6 a.m. Luckily, we didn't have a game that next day, but I just can't help myself when this golf tournament is happening. It's such good quality competition. And this tournament was nothing different. I could not have picked a better tournament to go to, as Rory McIlroy ended up winning his first Masters. I was just to the left of the green, about 7 meters away from him sinking that final putt in the playoff against Justin Rose. And I mean, just to see the emotion on his face, he was in tears, he was shaking, and you could just see what it meant to him, and it was so special. So one other thing here, there was a TV shot as well. I actually made it on live TV. The commentator was talking over my shot, also alongside Max Homa, who is, I think, he's top 10 player in the world, at least top 20. And these two were commentating while I was hitting the shot. So we can maybe pull up that video as well. As my mother called me and she said,
And what do we have here? It's got to be hard to swing on that thing. It's a good ball. Caddy there. A lot of golf balls. A good swing.
Yeah, pretty cool. You missed the part there. I cut it short, but at the end there, the commentator said, good swing there. And Max Homa replied saying, great swing. So I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. There's lots of balls there at the bottom as the green really slopes down from the back to the front. And also why there's so many balls is the 3 ball ahead of us teed off. And as they got to the green, they waved us through because the field was quite slow. So we teed off as well. And while we walked around the water, they finished putting. And that's just how they got the field to move a bit faster. But anyway, nonetheless, I arrived back last night, missed a whole week of the IPL. And I alluded to the fact that the IPL is so great and it's so exciting because there's a game every day. But if you miss a day or two, you almost feel like you've missed half the tournament. And that's what I feel like now. So I'm going to take a bit of guidance from my team. I did follow all the results. I know exactly what happened. Super excited for RCB, who got through a couple of good wins. And well, also one not so good, but we'll cover that in a minute. We could maybe take a question about golf. I see there's a question about the tournament that I attended to. AB, can you please let me know which brand of golf racket you... So it's not a golf racket, it's a golf club for starters. And I play with Titleist clubs. It's the best clubs in the world. They also have the Titleist Pro V balls. It's the best ball without a doubt going around. So that's what I use. On that occasion, I didn't have my clubs there. I used one of my friend's golf clubs. I'm not going to say what brand it is because I'm sponsored by Titleist and I'm very dedicated to punt Titleist. But it is the best clubs. I've always wanted to play with Titleist my entire life and finally got the opportunity to do so. Let's pull up a bit of IPL stuff, guys. Before we get to that, please post your questions down below. Subscribe to the channel as per usual, like the show, and let's get it going. Let's talk a little bit cricket. IPL, that log is opening up beautifully. No one is out of it. Usually by this stage of the tournament, the bottom of the loggers are almost out of it already. There's some teams that generally end up 0 out of 7, 1 out of 8. As I've been part of RCB, where we found ourselves in that position. But this time around, look at that. Worst on the log there is CSK with 2 out of 7. That's not bad. And by no means out of the tournament, not even close. Wide open log. And it's beautiful to see as DC also lost a game, finding themselves at 4 out of 5. Still positioned best out of all the teams. And GT playing some really good cricket, 4 out of 6 there. RCB, I'm very happy to say that with the week that I was away, I was very worried. But they didn't give me reason to worry as they pull out, 8 points. I mean, they're really well positioned in this tournament, really good net run rate as well. And then for the rest of the teams, nice to see MI getting a good win under the belt. And for the rest of the teams, I think it's just wide open. That's all I can say. We'll talk a little bit about MSD later on, as I still feel he's batting low. Because look at his performances. Yes, he pulled a rabbit out of a hat the other night, but some of these other knocks are just going lost, as it's too late. Anyway, let's talk about RCB quickly, guys. As you know, it's my favorite team, my number one team. There we have it, winning by 9 wickets. Full Salt, absolutely on fire, with almost a 200% strike rate there. And just making light work of that 173 from RR. Just all in all, good performance. Solid once again from the bowlers. And that's what excites me the most about RCB this year, guys, is the bowling department just seems to really pull their weight every single game, as they bring a calmness to the team, right? And they give a lot of freedom to the batters to go and express themselves out there. Long may the form of Full Salt continue. Of course, it takes a lot of pressure off Virat, and that 62 not out from 45 is typical Virat. That is exactly how I want him to play. There you have a look at Full Salt, just an impact player, right? And that's exactly what RCB needs at the top of the order to make the rest of that batting lineup just settle. Very happy with where RCB is at. 4 out of 6. Just flying under the radar in a way, not really making huge statements, but just playing good all-round cricket. 150s for Virat Kohli. Congrats, Virat. I mean, there's no surprise there, guys. Batting up the order, and I'm just happy with the way he's playing and with the less pressure that he is playing. As my seat is sinking down again, apologies. Just pull it up there again. Jacob Bethel, guys, I see he's coming into the chat box here. Can he play? Will that maybe find a spot for him? What's my opinion? I think he's a fantastic player. It's difficult to say now. The team's playing well. We're getting some wins. There's a bit of momentum. There's no big injuries standing out. And it's all about finding that perfect balance. And the balance seems to be in place. I'll always have him on the bench, or at least for them to think about as a possible option, especially if you lose quick wickets, to have that extra batter in place and as an option, I think is crucial. I don't know if we keep winning and keep playing good cricket. I don't know if we're going to see him playing, guys. It's up to the coaching staff, the captain, the decision makers, to come up with that solution or that answer. I have no idea, to be honest. But I think he's a wonderful player with a lot of potential and a bright future. But it's a great option to have for RCB moving forward. Alrighty, moving on then. I think that's enough for RCB. I think I've said what I wanted to say. Well-balanced side. The bowlers are exciting me. And full salt up the order. Taking pressure off Virat Parikal, Rajat Patidar is exactly what we needed. Move on to CSK, the yellow jerseys. The playoff chances that they have this year. George Kandakar from Kolkata, thanks for that. I mean, that log is wide open. I can't tell you what the chances are. They'll have to play a bit better than they have so far. Get MS up that order, bat him in the middle of those left-handers. We have spoken about that before. I would really love to see that happen in between Dubé and Jadu, as I think he's the perfect slot in there. There's no use in getting two left-handers back-to-back in there in the middle overs as the ball's turning a bit. And it just complicates things for them, as we see MS doing this often, guys. Look at that. 26 of 11 balls at the back end. Really winning that game for them, as they were in trouble once again. But he seems to do this every game, but sometimes it's too late. This was against Lucknow Super Giants. Great win for them and a must win. And now they will hope to take this momentum and sort of run with it a little bit. So we'll see how they move forward. They definitely stand a chance to make the knockouts. There's no doubt about it. They know how to do it. They've done it many times before. I will never count this team out, as they always find a way, or always seem to find a way at least. You can say the same for MI, as the guys who know how to win trophies generally start stepping up halfway through the tournaments towards the back end. So I'm expecting these two giant franchises to make a player towards the middle and back end of the tournament. Never count them out, especially with MSD. They're showing some signs of form, just hoping to see him bat in the middle of those two left-handers. CSK need to work batting, bowling, fielding, or all these. I think all of that. Not so much work, just momentum and confidence. That's all it is. And sometimes a win like they just got is the answer. You just get it done, no matter how you do it. And then generally, you look back a week later and you go like, all we needed was just a bit of confidence in the unit. I don't think they have to work on anything. Maybe a bit of strategy with MS in such good form. Maybe give him 6 or 7 overs to bat. I always said, not always, I said about 6 months ago already, I think. I said, almost go with a number with him. At the overs 12 or 13, make a number. If a wicket goes down there, he goes in no matter what. That's what I would like to see happen. Almost play him to the number, give him 6 or 7 overs to do his magic, and not only the last 2 or 3 overs, which is a little bit unfair. And also sort of shoots himself in the foot. I think it really takes a bit of venom out of that batting lineup. The bowlers are intimidated by him, and they need to use that. You need to use that as a strength more often. All right, Punjab Kings seem to be the team that's on fire right now, taking care of KKR. Incredible match this. I watched the highlights last night, and I sent Yuzi a text saying, my man, as he almost out and out came through for the team. I know there were some other bowlers that did some magic. Obviously, Marco Jansen getting rid of Andre Russell right there at the back end, but Yuzi did the damage. And he just, I mean, it was a magical spell. And I watched all of that unfold as he really played beautifully with his pace through the air. And he sniffed a bit of blood out there and made full use of that. I mean, it was just a great defensive play from the Kings, only getting 1-1-1. A Nelson, that is. Some good signs of form there for Prabh Simran. He's a good player, as we know, but never enough that. And it was a sin for them to only bat 15.3 overs. That's one of the biggest rules in cricket. You always must find a way to bat out your overs. So just not good enough there. But Then the bowling team standing up, Chahal, Jansen, Maxi, Arshdeep. What a wonderful performance from all of them, never giving in. And that once they got a little bit of a sniff, that's where Yuzvendra Chahal is at his best. And I mean, it was just beautiful leg spin at its best. Some young Indian players showing some signs of greatness. And we spoke about Arya, as I had a bit of a go at someone giving him a send-off. I'm not going to mention his name again, but I felt that was a pivotal moment for Arya. As I mean, if you get a send-off like that and someone writing in his book, sometimes that can intimidate the youngster and you can sort of fade away during the tournament. But he's definitely a guy that showed that he's got the potential to be one of the great players for India one day. And it really excites me. And there's the question, Pranav, this side, which young Indian player caught your eye the most in the IPL? And I'm going to say Arya, the way that he played. I think that's about, what is that about? I can't remember how many days that is ago, but a 42-ball century, absolutely incredible, especially after getting that send-off. I think he might have had a night or two of just lying awake going like, how am I going to get back from this? That was on TV right around the world, global TV coverage of me getting a send-off like that. Sometimes that is humiliating, embarrassing, but the way that he stood up was absolutely incredible. And he has a great strike rate this year, top of the batting charts. It is quite impressive for a youngster to do that, especially going through a bit of a controversy. Yeah, thanks for that, Pranav. Good question. And to all of you out there, please keep asking questions. I see there's a question about Rishabh Pant going through a bit of a patch. I mean, Venki, he is definitely finding it tough at the moment to score runs freely. You can almost seems like that that price tag is playing a bit of a role in that. And I can vouch for that. Sometimes you get to a point in your career where you feel you're overpaid, especially if you don't perform once or twice. And it can play in your mind. Sometimes the commentators talk about it. And I clearly remember one or two commentators mentioning that. And I'm in my room on my own after getting a duck, and you sit there going like, how am I going to get through this? You put the highlights on the television screen, and all of a sudden your name comes up in the commentary box of another game. And the people are discussing, is AB de Villiers overpaid perhaps? Should they not get rid of him and get two bright youngsters at RCB? And I go like, what is going on here? Why am I listening to this? So that can play a role. And I think Rishabh finds himself in that position, went for a huge prize, a lot of spotlights on him, and maybe he is feeling the pressure of having to perform. But the thing is, guys, he bats at a difficult time of the innings. He takes on a leadership role. There's a lot of pressure on him. And every time he comes out to bat, the whole world sits there and expects him to do magic, to throw fireworks all around the park. And it can be difficult to manage sometimes. I can vouch for that. But I mean, as we always say, class is permanent. Form is temporary. I've no doubt in my mind Pansy will be back. He's a wonderful player. And he's just got to sort of get rid of all the outside noise and keep reminding himself what he's done in the past and forget about the bad performances and focus on what can I control now. And that is the basics, my friends. And I've always said that. Always get the basics in place first, set the foundation, and maybe sometimes he is a little bit guilty of that, not laying that foundation. So he's got to go back to the drawing board, remember why he is where he is. Why is he one of the greats of Indian cricket? And maybe sometimes that is just to do the basics. Give yourself an over or two and get that feeling out there, the rhythm of the game and your movements and sort of the way you read the game. Crucially important. I've no doubt Panchi will be back. Let's talk about the Gujarat Titans playing really good cricket. Their top order on fire. Sai Sudarshan scoring a beautiful knock the other night. I'm absolutely in love with the way this guy's played. Look at his scores, guys. 74 against Punjab, 63 against MI, 49 against RCB. I mean, 82. There's just so many great scores. 56 as well. He's absolutely on fire. And he's almost the guy that guides them. He bats up the order, and he just makes the game look easy. I remember commentating in last year's IPL, and he was my go-to guy. I always said there in some of the games, talking to Scott Styrus briefly, I said, this guy, keep an eye on him. He almost flies under the radar. No one really talks about him. He doesn't have, well, he does have all the fancy shots, but he's a guy that's prepared to put the hard yards in first, to really play the good cricketing shots, hit the ball hard on the ground, doesn't give the bowlers a lot of opportunity to get him out. And he's paying dividends. He's really, really batting well. There he is scoring at 56 in a losing cause this time around, as the Super Giants came out on top. But he is just a wonderful player, Sai Sudarshan, and I love watching him play. The Titans finding themselves in the top of the log, so there's no need to worry. I just think they're the quality, well-balanced team. And Lucknow Super Giants as well, also at the top of the log and doing really well this year. Rajat Patidar for RCB. Let's have a look at him. There's a question about him. Only two average 35 plus 150 strike rate in T20s, Mr. 360 and ABD and Patidar. High time India pick him in T20s. Will you be there in Kolkata on 25 May if RCB make it to the final? I might have to be. I'm definitely in India, guys, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly where my team wants me then, whether I'm going to be doing studio work. So I will feature somewhere there, or I might be going to Kolkata. I'm not entirely sure yet. But I will be in India when RCB makes it to the final. I have no doubt this is I have full faith in the team. But Rajat Patidar, what a wonderful player. And I love his way of captaincy. It comes with a lot of calmness and control. And it really bodes well for the rest of the team, as we are performing well this year. And we seem to know what we're doing. We seem to be very well organized as a unit. And I love the look of the bowling team. And the bowling team can only be well organized and controlled and composed if you have a captain that knows what he's doing. So onwards and upwards for Rajat Patidar, guys. I love what I'm seeing, and hopefully more good stuff to come for RCB. I'll take more questions. Not too many more, as I'm almost running out of time and I don't want to bore all of you. I will be watching the upcoming games and I will have more detail for you guys. Solomon from Bangalore, firstly, thank you for all the memories at RCB. It's a pleasure, and thank you for the support. We miss you. Any suggestions to ace our home games? Yes, it is a bit of a worry to me, and I did earmark it as a concern, as I really want us to do well at the Chinnaswamy. The seasons we played well there was generally the seasons we easily made it into the knockout stages. And it's something we will have to address. I think it's a couple of losses there now this season already. We're playing beautifully away from home, and we need to find a way to make the Chinnaswamy a consistent venue for us, and one where the fans can get excited and stream in to support the RCB team. So hopefully we'll make a play there and find a way. I'm not exactly sure what the answer is. I think if we win the toss, maybe bat second. It seems to be the better option, but it shouldn't be, and that to me is my concern. It shouldn't be a deciding factor. When you bat first, you lose the game there. We need to find a way. If you have to play an extra batter or approach the innings differently, I don't know. We need to find that base. Generally, batting first there, the second 10 overs of that first innings is a lot better and easier, especially if you have some in-batters. And yes, there was that run out from Phil Salt the other night, and he seemed to be the guy to take it forward, and unfortunately he got run out, really costing us a lot of momentum, and maybe that was the only thing. So maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but I know that is really important at the Chinnaswamy to set a base in that first innings. Batting second, different story. Sometimes you have to take the new ball on a bit more and everything changes. But we've been batting first the majority of the games there. So something to address is that batting in that first 10 overs. Question on today's game, DC against RR, I see popping up here. I see the Dhruv Jural obviously making a play today for RR. And remember that interview that I did with him. So if you haven't watched it yet, go have a look at Dhruv Jural and me talking about his life, his cricket, his dreams and his future. And also this year's IPL and how he finds it in the dressing room of RR. They're up against Delhi Capitals, the informed team. They've only lost one game, and they seem to be the guys to beat right now. That is 6:30 p.m. IST. That's what is that? It's 3 o'clock, I think, South African time. It's usually 4 p.m. But anyway, that is today. It's a great spectacle. I can't wait. It's the clash of Gen Bold captains. All right. I love that. Thanks, team. Looking forward to that clash. I'll be locking in as my two boys don't miss a game. They've been updating me literally every single day while I was in the United States. They just love it. So I'm pretty sure they're already there in front of the television screen watching the build-up and try and get a feel of what's going to happen out there. I see DC's been playing with their starting team and starting 11 at least. I miss Faf du Plessis there, and I would love to know if someone knows why. Apologies, my seat is playing games with me. It keeps sinking in. I wonder why Faf hasn't been featuring. Is it form? Is it injury? If someone can maybe let me know, maybe you fans can let me know. Is it just a balance thing? I see he missed out a couple of games, so I would love to know why. Yes, but there's that battle. 29 matches played between the two. It's pretty much in the balance there. But at Delhi, DC won 6 out of 9. So maybe the home ground advantage will play a role this year. As you guys are trying to find out with what's happening with Faf and why he hasn't played, I would love to know why. I think it might be injury because I can't imagine its form. He's been batting beautifully. Let's talk about my fellow South African Marco Jansen getting that big wicket of Andre Russell the other night. Very intimidating to bowl to Andre Russell, especially with the game on the line. And Marco Jansen getting the better of him there. Is Marco the best white ball bowler in Africa, South Africa nowadays? I think he's very close to that. I mean, he's in great form. He's a guy that loves to take the ball when it matters most. He had a brilliant SA20 where he did really well for his team. The Sunrisers Eastern Cape is what the team is called here in South Africa. And he just loves taking the new ball, swings it around, but he comes back with an older ball. He gets that natural bounce. He bowls some cutters as well. Very difficult to hit pretty much right throughout the 20 overs. And that's what you want from one of your strike bowlers. Yes, I think he's probably the best cricketer there is right now in South Africa because he really adds value with both bat and ball. And he brings a great sense of competitiveness to the team as he always stands up to the battle. And that's what I love about Marco Jansen. I have a lot of time for him, a lot of respect for him. And I think he's going to win a lot of games for whatever team he plays for in the future. He's really having a good tournament so far. On your comeback at the WCL, I see there's a question about that. What's your POV about the IPL next year? If you exceptionally do well in the World Championship of Legends, guys, don't do this to me. Yes, I'm playing a bit of cricket in July at the WCL. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to have to do a lot of hard yards and go need some cricket balls over the next few months. But what I'm most looking forward to is just to join some old teammates. It's in the UK. We're going to play some games in England. And I'm very much looking forward to take my family there as well. To show my boys a little bit about the scenes in the change room, about how it happens at net time, and just how I prepare for matches and for them to watch me play. They didn't really get a lot of opportunity growing up to watch their dad play. So hopefully I'll hit a few in the middle and score some runs for Team South Africa in the WCL. So keep an eye out for that. I think the first game is around July 18th, finals early August. So very much looking forward to that. Alrighty. Thanks for that, Super Sticker Man. Really appreciate all of you fans supporting the 360 show and supporting me with everything I do. Which team has the most balanced playing 11 this season? As we'll finish off this looking at the log once again. Team RCB, as you guys know, I feel it's got the best balance. I absolutely love what I see there because we have the calmness in that bowling department. Lots of options with the batters. But I must mention some other teams as well. Kings Punjab, we saw last night under the guidance and the coaching of Ricky Ponting, Shreyas Iyer, just a very well-balanced team as well, guys. Obviously, Delhi Capitals, top of the log almost. I mean, basically top of the log because they've only played 5 games unless they lose the next one. We'll find out today. I think they've played some really good cricket. They have very well experienced, good experience in that team. Mitchell Stark, Faf du Plessis, Tristan Stubbs in that middle order. They have a very, very well-balanced team as well. But my favorites are RCB, as you guys know, my favorite team. And I love what they did in the auction. Now it's a matter of, can they apply it out there? And they're going to have to find a way to play better at the Chinnaswamy. If they can do that, I'll be very happy. But yes, lots of well-balanced teams here, guys. And also MI. Don't forget about MI and CSK, as they'll try and find a way to get back into this tournament. They're running out of time, but they're very much still in the mix. There's no doubt about it. Alrighty, so I'll say RCB and Kings Punjab, Punjab Kings, the two best balanced teams, and DC. Let's go with 3, the top 3. Give me a break. There are too many greats of the cricketing world throughout these 10 teams. It's very difficult just to pick 1 or 2. So we'll pick those 3. I'll leave GT out for now, because I still feel they have a lot of hard work ahead of them. But we'll see. Time will tell. Lots of games to play. One more last question from a South African super fan. Do you think the new aggressive playing style of T20 will last long, or will the older, more strategic approach come back to? Guys, I've said this so many times. I still feel there's room for a well-balanced cricket team. You don't always have to say, we play baseball or we play bold as RCB. There's no need to label yourself or to say we have to just play aggressively. There are different situations in every single format, in every single game you play. Sometimes it is a 270 wicket and you have to be aggressive. But look at last night. 1-1-1 ended up being enough. So, I mean, come on, do me a favor. The game changes all the time. You have to think in the back of your mind always like, when can I pounce? When is that opportunity? And always look to identify moments to control the game and to take control of proceedings out there. But that doesn't mean you just be one-dimensional and say, we just go out and out aggressive and we're going to try and score 250 every game. I promise you, you'll lose more games than you're going to win. Just my 5 cents. But still have a positive mindset at all times and always look to identify moments to take control of the game. Sometimes that'll be in the first over. Sometimes it'll be halfway through the game. And it's up to you to have a balance between being patient and also being brave out there. And there's the long and the short. Alrighty. That's it, eh? I think that brings us to the end of the 360 Live, guys. This weekend's game will be happening, and I will be enjoying Easter over there at the farm. So I will do my absolute best to do a live for you guys this coming Saturday or Sunday. I'll let you know closer to the time, as there are lots of great games coming up, and I will be on Threads this coming, I think, Saturday. Keep following me on socials, as I will post you guys exactly when we'll do it. I think it might be Friday, actually, as I will be answering some questions with voice notes on Threads. I don't know how many of you have been on Threads before, but that's where we will be doing it. But guys, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the social media platforms. I promise you I'll update you all, and I will be interacting more often over the next few weeks. I promise you that. Remember, I've been away. So take it easy on me. But thank you very much for joining me on this beautiful Wednesday, the 16th of April. Hang tight. There's a great game coming up this afternoon, evening in India, afternoon in South Africa. And thank you very much for taking part in today's 360 Live. And thanks for being patient with me as I went to enjoy one of the best weeks of my life over there at the Augusta National Golf Club. And I met so many incredible people, and I absolutely cannot wait to return. If you haven't been there and you have the opportunity to one day go to the Masters, do yourself a favor. You will not regret it. Take care. Have a great week. Buckle up. There's some great cricket coming up and lots of 360 stuff coming your way. Bye now.